In this video, I'd like to talk about the difference between what is a response and what is a reaction. This, of course, is my own interpretation of these words. You might not agree, but let's give an example of what I mean. Supposing you're sitting in an armchair somewhere, relaxing, and suddenly you feel a sharp pinprick in your leg, and you wake up, and there is a little boy of 3 years of age with a hat pin in his hand, and he stuck a part of it in your leg, and you jumped and woke up. When you jumped and woke up, that was the reaction. And then you looked at the little fellow and you thought, oh, he really doesn't know what he's doing. And so you chastise him gently, and that's your response. Now, supposing you're sitting in that armchair again, same situation. You feel the pinprick, you wake up, and there's a 15-year-old boy leaning over you, grinning maliciously. You react, of course, your body reacts to the pinprick, and then you react. You idiot, what are you doing? Grow up, son, grow up. You see the difference? One is a response and one is a reaction. Now, you have the choice. Your body reacts to the pinprick. It was unconscious at the time, you were asleep. But when you woke up, your intellect could quickly ascertain the situation. And in that moment, that fragmentary moment, the gap as they call it, you chose either a reaction or a response. And this is the big difference. In that gap, you have the choice. Now, from that you might deduce that all reactions are bad, apart from bodily reactions such as being woken up with a pinprick. They're not. You can react by putting on the brake pedal in your car when you're about to run into something, and the reaction has been trained. It's a deliberately trained reaction. You don't hesitate. On goes the brakes. The point being made is this. There is always a choice. In most instances, as far as the emotional side of our life is concerned, whether to react or to respond. When we react, for example, with anger, or by lashing out, which is also anger, this is something which is almost innate in all of us. Something bites us on the arm, an insect, and we slap it. We don't even stop to think in most instances. So reactions can be like that. Often there is not that gap, or it seems there is not, but there is in actuality. People have been known to have mosquitoes land in their arm, and to have the mosquito stick its proboscis in the arm and feel the pinprick and just look. This takes considerable training. In other words, to be able to respond as we like to respond, our choice. So I guess in a way you could say that in the gap there's reaction. Following that gap there is a reaction or a response. If it's a response, we generally have the choice to choose wisely. We need to remember that. And we can train ourselves to do it. One of the ways, of course, is meditation. It creates that ability to be able to stop and be in the present moment without reacting. This is something we need to develop. If we're to be in control of our minds, rather than our minds controlling us, and I'm talking about the emotive contents of the mind, if the emotive contents of our mind from the unconscious or subconscious level control us with reactions, then we are losing our power. If we are able to stop, and when an emotive feeling arises within us, and it's a feeling or sensation, if we're able to stop at that moment and then choose our response, we are in charge of our lives. It's worth developing this ability. Then we do become the captains of our ship, the master of our fate, because we then have realized that we have the power of choice. And it's the power of choice that makes our lives what it is.